Hello everyone, my name is Art Loft and I'm a 3D hobbyist. Here we have a sculpt that I did, a Nomad sculpt. It is the worm alien from the coffee room in the movie Men in Black. I imported this into Blender. Of course, whenever you bring a sculpt into Blender, the resolution is quite high, the mesh is dense. So this was about 1.5 million vertices. I decimated it in Blender and brought it down to below 200,000. And the reason being is that Retopoflow, which is the add-on that we're going to be using to retopologize the sculpt, requires that we work with a less dense model. So to resume our work in Retopoflow, we will select the vertices, and then we will select the Retopoflow button you see on the screen there. The add-on will load up, and the selection will be in green. We'll need to press A on the keyboard to deselect the mesh. And returning to the top of our work, we're going to double click on a loop cut. It will tell us how many segments that we have, which is 26. We're using the contours tool here. And by pressing Control on the keyboard and taking with your mouse, drawing over the leg, it will reproduce another loop cut of equal segments. The next tool that we're going to use is the Poly Pen tool. By selecting Triquad, we start with a triangle, click, move over, click to finish the quad. The other option that we have is to select quads only. So we first select on a line, an edge, and that will draw and pull out a full quad, which will merge on the bottom right corner in this case. The next tool is called Strokes, and you can see we have a line selected. If we hold down the Shift key, we can select another line and another line, or just pull our mouse over across and it'll automatically select. Then with the Control button held down, we can pull up from our starting point with Control being held down, release, and it will map out the quads for that section. The next tool we can use to create a line of quads is Polystrip. Once the strip is down and it's all highlighted in green, you can press Shift and the up and down keys will reduce or increase the number of segments. The handles can be used, both the white and the black dots, to manipulate the shape of the polystrip. Another very useful tool is the loop tool, where you could insert a loop between any two loop cuts. In this case, my quads are rather rectangular, so introducing a loop cut will create square or more square quads. This is the Relax tool. It's used to evenly distribute the vertices, restores some uniformity to your mesh. If you press F, it'll increase the size. If you press Shift F, it will increase or decrease the intensity. If you press Control F, it will increase and decrease the small center radius. The knife tool is much the same in Blender. You can select a starting point. You'll see the highlighted areas. Place them and cut them wherever you wish. When you're done, pressing Enter will complete the operation. And that pretty well wraps up a short summary of the tools that I'm using for this video series. Remember to exit out of Retopoflow quite a few times in order to save your work in Blender.